Hey guys, I'm Victoria. I'm a realtor and architect, and today I wanted to break down the home buying process. This is mostly targeted towards first-time home buyers who don't know where to begin. I went through the process myself and I know it can be super overwhelming, so I'm going to break it down into 4 steps. Step 1, prep work that comes before you even start hunting for your home. Ask yourself if you're actually ready to buy a home. Do you have a steady income? What's your credit score look like? The more transparent you can be about these things, the sooner you can determine your financing options and your budget. Next, figure out your budget. So a general rule of thumb is to not go above 30% of your net income on housing expenses. But you could also use the 28-36 rule. This rule states that no more than 28% of your gross monthly income should go to housing expenses. This includes mortgage payments, property taxes, and insurance. This rule also states that no more than 36% of your gross monthly income should go to total monthly debt. This includes housing expenses, car payments, credit cards, etc. These are just general rules. Every situation is different. Use your best judgment or talk to a financial advisor. If you're already paying rent, use that number to gauge if that's a comfortable amount that you're spending, or if you could be spending a little less. Use that as a starting point. Next, factor in the amount that you have available for a down payment. Typically, this is between 3 to 20% of the cost of the home, but note that if it's less than 20%, lenders will typically make you pay a PMI or a private mortgage insurance. The next step, once you've figured out your budget, is to get pre-approved. Your realtor most likely has a list of preferred lenders who have been proven to be experienced and efficient, so work with someone you trust. Once you have a pre-approval letter ready to go, you can move on to step 2, which is hunting for your perfect home. Step number 2, this is the fun part, looking for your home. So first, go through your criteria for what you're looking for. Make a list of what you absolutely need to have versus what would be nice to have, and start there. This list will most likely change as you start searching. Also, it really helps to work with a realtor because they have access to a lot of off-market properties. I know for us personally, we got our home off-market and we were able to get a pretty good deal and it was less competitive. Also, speaking as a realtor and architect, we have a better eye for what to look for in terms of property damage and other red flags, and we can help you go through the disclosures and understand the property history a little better. Once you find a home that you love, we'll move on to step number 3, which is writing an offer. All right, step 3, the scary and exciting part, writing an offer. Your realtor will help you write an offer and negotiate. You'll want to have 3% of that initial deposit ready to go, as well as some extra funds for closing costs. Typically, that's between 3 and 5% of the loan amount. Once your offer has been accepted, there will be a final inspection and an appraisal. These services are set up by the lender, but you will pay for them in the closing costs. Next, you're going to send your initial deposit to the escrow company. The escrow company is essentially a third-party service. The fees will be covered in the closing costs, and they will hold on to the funds and make sure everything runs smoothly as the property gets transferred from the seller to the buyer. You'll want to set up a homeowner's insurance policy. Typically, this is required by the lender. And also look for special insurance requirements. So for example, if you're in a flood zone, you may be required to have special flood insurance. During this period, the title company will be working to transfer the title from the seller to the buyer, and you may be required to get title insurance. This will protect you in case there's some complications with the title. For example, an heir that was not previously mentioned, or someone who had partial ownership in the property that you were unaware of. Sellers will cover the county transfer tax and fees. Lastly, there will be a final walkthrough where you and your agent get to go through the property, make sure nothing's damaged, make sure everything looks the same as you remembered, and if everything looks good, you can move on to step number 4, which is closing. Step number 4, you made it to closing. You can take a deep breath, Your lender is going to send you a closing disclosure. This is your chance to review everything, make sure the numbers look correct. And lastly, you'll get a settlement statement. So this will be a summary of your purchase, closing costs, and other things. So congrats, welcome to homeownership, and don't forget to save money for property taxes and maintenance. If you'd like a free consultation or just some advice, feel free to reach out. My contact info is here, and let me know if you have any other questions. And thanks for watching.